If we are happy, if we are content, if we are peaceful, alone, anywhere we go, we will be able to abundantly give contentment, peace and happiness to others. Without that enriched environment within, can we give happiness anywhere? Anywhere we go, it will be these rough edges of the ego clashing with every single situation. And then we make soap operas, क्योंकि सास भी कभी बहू थी. And we are stuck to it and watch it like, oh, wow. I thought this was only a thing that was eating up in India. Nowadays with the satellite and TV and everything, even here. I asked a couple of ladies whom I know, they were living, they're not working, they're homemakers. I said, what do you do in the afternoons? You can come for Devi group. So one of them slowly spilled the beans out. We are addicted to the TV. Hey Ram. Stupid soap operas. It has got no sense, no meaning. There is no head, tail, no middle. And the Indian versions of it is hilarious. Suddenly the whatever character turns, and that turn is shown from 360 degrees for 10 minutes. And these people are watching it. Don't we have enough drama within? Work on it, get out of it. Because the one who has that peace within, contentment within, and happiness within, alone when they go into any environment, can abundantly just give everybody that. Otherwise, the little joy that we have, we want to, and we are scared somebody will snatch it. Suprasadaha prasannatma. Vishwadrik. There is one huge misconception that we carry, that I am the general manager of this world. We are nobody in this world. Vishwadrik, who is the one who is actually maintaining, sustaining this entire creation? Paramatma. In his entire creation, what is our worth in this existence? First of all, we are not unique. There are 7.2 billion population, human beings. So we are not unique. In the entire earth, entire world, masses of various creatures, 7 billion are human beings. Of that 7 billion, I am one speck in between. And that one speck carries the attitude. Surrender that stupid fellow ego. And that day when we understand that it is his sustenance that sustains everyone, My job is to put my effort to fulfill my responsibility because it is my responsibility. Not for the results of it, not for the name of it, not for the fame of it. When the results come, when the name comes, when the fame comes, rededicate it to that altar again. Disown it completely, rededicate it. Because there is only one sustaining factor for this entire universe. Vishwadruk. Vishwadruk, the entire universe, Druk, the supporter, is this consciousness alone. That day when we understand that it is Paramatma who is supporting. Otherwise we carry this little burden on our shoulders. And I am running the family. I am putting this effort. If you have seen the Ghar Ghar Ki Kahani, I am not talking of a soap opera. I am literally talking about a story in every household. When Srimati and Sripati, there is a clash. Age old. It's as eternal as humanity. She says, I have asked you to bring this little thing and you could not bring it while coming back. But I forgot. And then the sting of those words, Sripati reacts. What do you think, I go there and I am playing there or what? Srimati reacts. Do you think I am playing here or what? I have to do so many things and nobody cares, nobody values, nobody. Simple little thing. Escalated to this level. Do you see where we get caught up? Do everything sincerely and offer it at the feet of the Lord. Because He is the one who is the final sustainer of everyone. Vishwadruk. And He is also Vishwabhuk. Vishwabhuk. He is the one who is the final enjoyer of everything. Therefore, every single action that we commit to should always be done Vishnoho Prityartham, so that my Lord be pleased with my actions. See, when you love somebody intensely, don't you do things for their sake, so that they really appreciate what you are doing? Don't you do it? If our love to the Lord is really true and genuine, then every single effort put is for His pleasure alone. Vishwabhuk. We may think that we are the one enjoying it, but who is the actual owner for all that? It is Him alone. It is for Him, in Him, unto Him. You know what? Life cannot be much simpler than this. If you understand Ghatakasha, Patakasha, Chittakasha, Chidakasha, the reflected consciousness, Jiva, Paramatma, Ishvara, the totality, the oneness of Jiva, Ishvara, Brahman, if you understand these terminologies or not, doesn't matter. Understand that every single effort that I do is dedicated to His pleasure only. Vishnoho Prityartham. And it is not to please him. It should not be misunderstood like, I do this so that he be pleased and he will do things for me. That will be a corrupt way of thinking it. I am doing it for his pleasure because I love him so much. And when the love is intense, you would go out of your way to do what is required. No pain is a real pain. And then there is a joy as you keep intensifying that activity. You never calculate and say that, I've been doing it, when do I get my result? It's not done for the result. It is done to fulfill the responsibility so that it can be offered to him for his pleasure. Vishnoho Prityartham. Vishwabhuk. Now on a totally Vedantic standpoint, if there is no life spark here, if there is no conscious principle here, can there be any experience or the enjoyment born thereof? If there is an ice cream, suspecting that many of you would like ice cream. If there is an ice cream, or should I take my own example? If there is mirchi bhaji, or if there is a raw mango sprinkled with salt and red chili powder, freshly plucked from the tree, you can feel the aroma of that fresh raw mango as you're cutting, slicing it through. Exactly. Many of you instantly, I don't know if you observed it, immediately, there was an extra dose of saliva that was produced. A beautiful sunset seen by the eyes. A nice piece of music heard by our ears. Or sometimes it need not be just music. Pure silence. Even that is appreciated as much as good sound is appreciated, lack of any sound is also appreciated. That also is enjoyed. When you sit, there are some sofas that you sit in some houses, you feel like you're sinking in, and it's very uncomfortable. And sometimes in such sofas I pull my legs up and sit, and then the parents sometimes tell the children, put your legs down. I'm thinking, is it a hint for them or for me? Because my legs are up. Then I look the other side, I am not listening to this. Even for sense of touch, you get a good comfortable seat. See, there is one soft cushion here. They put one more. And the reason I take it out is the moment I put it, I feel like really wobbling and my back gets bent in a very peculiar position when there are two. Too much of softness is right amount. And you sit, comfortable. What do you call it? They tie it to the two ends of a tree. Hammock. Have you ever lied down on a hammock? And sometimes you don't know how to sit in there and then sometimes the balance is awkward, and then instead of going like this, before you go like this, you tumble upside down, and then or in a nice evening outside in near the lawn, there is this comfortable, what do you call them? Yeah, where you have that wherein you can, even the sofas you have, right? You can pull out your legs and spread them out. Recliners. You sit back and the touch enjoyed. Temperature. The right amount of temperature. Anywhere between 72 to 74 is the optimum. You can enjoy. Shaded, not sunny. If it is sunny, then it has to be less than 70, 68 to 70. Shaded, 72 to 74. Pleasant to the skin. Some of the spring mornings, the crisp mornings, it's during that time when it is 70 to 74. It's neither too cold, not too hot, gentle breeze, and if it is going through your lawn or your backyard with jasmine flowers and few lilies which are yet surviving in spite of the rabbits, and the breeze flows through that and comes through, and every aspect of it is being enjoyed. Who is the actual enjoyer? Can all this be experienced without the presence of that consciousness? That consciousness is called Vishwabhuk. Every single individual, every single being and creature out there that is relishing whatever it thinks it is relishing, who is actually relishing behind? It is Paramatma, Vishwabhuk, without whose presence there is no factor for relishing. Today, fortunately, there was some rain. Did you have rains in your place? In Dallas, not Dallas, we did not. It cooled down, but there was no rain. When I came here, there was puddles of water, so I thought it must have rained. Or else we have a serious water leakage problem. But it was not just on our property, on other property as well, you could see it. So it must have been rain. So nice rainy day, nice chai with garam pakoda and samosa with green chutney and the tamarind chutney. Green chutney little spicy more than what it should be, and the tamarind chutney little sweeter than what it should be. Perfect combination. And if somebody can make fresh bhel, that also will be appreciated. Do you think somebody, the body which has been quit by the consciousness will cherish the chai? No. It is that consciousness alone which cherishes it. Vishwadruk, Vishwabhuk. Therefore, he is called Vibhuhu. Vibhuhu, Vividam Bhavati Vishwatma iti Vibhuhu. The one who has become many, or the one who expresses as many. In a very minuscule level, we are also Vibhu. I become the seer, I become the hearer, I become the smeller, I become the taster, I become the toucher, I become the writer. When nothing works, I become the runner. I become these many. If we can understand this, that without becoming many, I have become many. Similarly, Paramatma has become every aspect of this creation. Therefore, he is the Vishwadruk, Vishwabhuk. And he is the Vibhuhu. Suprasada Prasannatma Vishwadruk, Vishwabhuk, Vibhuhu. Satkarta Satkrita Sadhur Janhur Narayano Naraha. Satkarta. Satkarta, the one who very dearly loves all those who do excessive, aggressive good without anticipating anything in return. So why should you be good? Because my Lord likes it that way. Excessive, aggressive, good. Our goodness is hesitant good. Even in being good, we hesitate. Pata nahi log kya samjhenge. Is it okay? Is it not okay? Is it okay? Is it not okay? Abandon that. Jump in and do good, aggressively. That the one who is receiving should feel so overwhelmed. What just happened? And before they realize what happened, you already moved on. You're not even waiting for them to turn around and say thank you. Satkarta. In another way of looking at it, whenever we have reached out into this cosmos in doing something aggressively good without anticipating anything in return, at that moment we were in tune with the divine within. Sometimes by mistake we must have done such things in life. Otherwise we calculate quite a bit. How much of it should I not, in this environment, in present of all of them. If I do it before, nobody will recognize. If I do it after, nobody will recognize. I have to do it right then when everybody is there, but then I should do it in such a way that, nonchalant, and then I just do it, and then everybody, so much kitch calculation happening. This is the usual self. But then you by mistake do something for the sake of doing good, and you have done it aggressively good. And you did not even bother to wait for any appreciation, any accolades or nothing. You just felt very content and left. At that time, that Satkarta, there was the avatar of the Lord in that moment with us. Because we were in tune with Paramatma. The individuality had merged with that divine. For that instant. Whenever you have such moments in life, you look back. Whenever you think of them, don't you have a smile on your face? What a moment it was. All great masters and all great Mahatmas, when you see their photograph, or when you see them even in person, they always have that Chidananda Rupa, ever existing smile. Why? Because their every moment is thus. That they don't need to wait for some moment to cherish it. Their every moment is cherishable. Because their every moment in tune with that divine, Satkarta. Satkritaha. Satkritaha, the one who is worshipped by all those who do good. Very seldom we find that he is worshipped by those who do bad. Excessively, who worships him? Those who do this kind of aggressive good, those who are the Satkarta, they worship him constantly. And they thank him profusely for having given them the opportunity to function as his medium in this world. Satkritaha. Therefore, these people who do good, they are called sadhu. Those who are sattvic by nature, sattvic in their thought, word and deed. And when I say thought, word and deed, the intention behind the thought, intention behind the word, intention behind the action is also to be taken note of. Sometimes when Gurudev had this, and he liked, in Yuva Kendra when we were, and he liked what we said, you little rascals. He would just pat our back. The word is like, you are criticizing us. But it is not just a word, the act of it, the presence of it, and the intention and the intensity also has to be taken note. That is born from that sattvikata. That pat, though we were called the little rascals. At that time I did not realize what rascals meant. Today I do know. It was out of love that we note. Otherwise, puffed up face and all angry. How dare we do so much for him and he calls us rascals? And there is no scope for even such kind of misunderstanding at that moment. There is just that attunement. So sadhutva, see, in Banaras, Rishikesh, Vrindavan and such places, when food is served and it is really tasting good, so the cook is called, usually addressed as Maharaj. महाराज आज सब्जी एकदम साधु है. Sadhu, it is not just sattvic, it is even tasty. Sometimes when it is too sattvic, it is not tasty. It is too bland, too... I call such food as called Nirguna Nirakara Parabrahma Paramatma. I think I have told you this, right? There was this lady who offered tea and it was some fancy tea. It had no taste, no smell, no, I don't know, it was not even hot. It was lukewarm. I said, how is the tea, Swamiji? क्या बोलूँ मैं? इतना गंदा था. And I didn't want to hurt her feelings then. I quickly thought of a plan and I said, Hama, your tea is Nirguna Nirakara Parabrahma Paramatma. She thought that the tea reminded me of Paramatma. And she felt happy. And I was happy that I did not lie. Because Paramatma has no guna, no akara, no shape, no form, no taste, no attributes. The tea reminded me. So when sattvic thing, it may not be that tasty. It turns out to be a sadhu. When somebody says something good, it is not wah 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 wah. or the college, woo, yay. Sadhu. From the YUP course, all the kids have learned now, even in the Balvihar camp, when something good happens, they all now turn and say, Om. And this is from the Upanishads, from the Taittiriya Upanishads. When things turn good, Om iti Brahma prasauti. To start something, he will say Om. When something happens good, he will say Om. When something is not in track, he will say Om. It means it's not in line with what it should be. So sadhu. Sadhu means that which is sattvic, that which is, it's all in its application. That it is sattvic, it is beautiful, it is good. So there are three aspects: Satyatva, Shivatva and Sundaratva. Satyatva, that which is truthful, is called sadhu. That which is auspicious is called sadhu. The first two aspects we usually focus on. And in being so strict with Vedanta, we forget the Sundarata. Because Vedanta, nothing has to be enjoyed, nothing has to be relished, nothing has to be cherished. So beautiful, we put it aside. Beautiful is also sadhu. That is also an expression of that divine. That is also an aspect of that divine. So it has to be truthful, it has to be auspicious, it has to be perfectly beautiful. And who else can be perfectly beautiful? So when they talk about Sundarakanda, they say Sundare Sundaro Ramaha. Of all the most elegant beings, the most charming one is Ramji. Sundari Sita. And Mother Sita is equally charming and beautiful. Sundare Sundaro Bhakta Hanuman. So every aspect of it is Sundara. See, all the other kandas are named after various incidents. This is one thing wherein it has been Sundar Kanda, wherein it is named nobody. Because it talks about that great divine Lord, that devotee of the Lord, and the sambandha between them, which is also equally beautiful. And when all these three merge, truth, auspicious and beauty, then it is called sadhu. Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Then it is called sadhu. Now, once equipped with this kind of mindset, with this kind of conviction and experience, such a one, when they step out into the world, they lead the entire humanity, irrespective of who they are, what they are, towards nothing but perfection. It was Gurudev's birthday and there were a lot of people coming in, and this was in Hyderabad. And there were lots of these politicians and people who had high stakes in power, and so they were. And as they kept coming in, we were shocked. There were some of the known thugs. Oh, jaw dropped, and all these. with all the semi-automatic guns and everything, the protection, they would come prostrate to Gurudev, wish him and give him some gift or some donation or something and then leave. The crowd thinned a bit, and all us Yuva Kendra members, we went secretly to Gurudev and said, we need to talk to you. Seriously, these people have to be stopped from coming to you. And he was sitting there in the lawn area, Begumpet, I remember. He was sitting in the lawn and he looked at us with a quizzical look and he said, why is that so? Look at our audacity. We were trying to tell him what to do and what not to do. See, with such people coming in, your name will be spoilt and Chinmay Mission name will be spoilt. So he got up, in his own majestic way, he got up and he said, Chinmaya is meant for such rogues. If not me, who else will clean them up? If I am Rudra, this is his words, if I am Rudra, they are all my ganas whom I have to change. If I have to constantly work on changing people who are already on a good track, they don't require a Chinmaya. It is such ones which require a Chinmaya. Therefore, I don't care about my name or fame or my... I don't think I understood it then. I must have come back thinking that, he doesn't understand what we are saying. But today, totally appreciate what he says. That is the sadhutva. People usually complain that, my child is 24 karat gold. It is a company that they keep is bad. My counter argument is, if your child is 24 karat gold, if it is that pure, the purity should be so contagious that any environment that they are in, they get changed rather than your child getting changed to their attitude. That is the strength of sadhutva. That you are so firmly embedded in truth, auspiciousness and beauty that wherever you go, that environment changes. Wherever Yudhishthira went, there were rains, timely rains, there were good produce, just his presence. Shakuni had a great plan. As soon as he kicked the Pandavas out to the Aranyavasa, he knew the last year should be Ajñātavasa. So he sent people, scouts, to various parts. And all that they had to do was gather information of the climatic conditions and keep reporting it every fortnight. His idea was, for a period of 12 years when I have the statistics, that 1 year in whichever place it goes off balance, that it suddenly become very fertile and very productive kingdom, no wonder that they will be hiding in that kingdom. It's Shakuni's plan. So he knew, wherever there is Yudhishthira, Sasya Shyamala, that the earth will just open up and give her best. That is the impact of the sadhutva. But there will always be Duryodhana ityadi, who will not be impacted by even such sadhutva. There will always be Duryodhana, there will always be a Judas who will not be impacted by them. Let us not be one of them. Let us strive to achieve that sadhutva. That is when we become the leaders, leading the humanity towards that sadhutva. Jahnuhu, meaning leader among men. Lead them to that highest sadhutva. You lead them to a deteriorating condition than they were already in, then you are not considered as a leader. Narayana, Naraha. This word Narayana requires its own time. There's about 8 minutes and I will not be able to finish the entire 7-8 meanings of Narayana. So let us see Narayana tomorrow. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.